MetalmanX here. This time, we're taking a look at one of the most versatile kits I've seen in a while, the Bladeking from SNAA. And as always, this review is brought to you by our good friends over at Gundam Central. Make sure to check them out, the link will be in the description. So coming in at roughly about 22 centimeters tall, the Bladeking from SNAA is one of the most versatile kits I've really seen in a while. It's highly detailed and extremely customizable. I really love the build process for this kit. The separation of color is fantastic. Even the water slide decals come out pretty well. A little thin, but still really good. One of the biggest problems I had was the foil stickers. I actually ended up painting instead of using them a couple of times in here because the foil stickers don't really like to attach that well, and they will slide off the pieces whenever you are putting other pieces on top of it. But overall, this really was a terrific build. A few areas of concern that we have, but most of it lies with the manual. So during the build process, a lot of pieces get mislabeled or completely left out in this manual. That was really one of the struggling points I had, because as a builder, it really took me out of that experience, and I had to search for these parts and make sure they were right. But once you look past that, you're going to get a fantastic looking kit that really deserves your time and attention. During the building process, one of the biggest headaches was the foil stickers as well as the color correcting stickers. The eyes are actually, I painted them gold instead of using the stickers because they kept sliding back into the head. Now, if the face is not your style, it does come with options. As you can see, I have lots of extra parts here that I can choose from. And there is a secondary optional face, which I painted that part blue, as well as painting the eyes. So moving on to some of the other areas, you do get some really good articulation in the shoulders. They are on one of the types of pull-out joints, with the shoulder and arm pieces being two separate pieces so you can move them independently. Great articulation here at the waist, lots of movement, and this leads me to one area that I was really concerned with at first, and I'm going to try to get it on camera, but that is the leg joints. So what attaches to the hips. So if I can get it on camera, it's attached in a way that I've really never seen on a kit like this before. So instead of having it inside of the hip, it's basically outside. And this made me a little bit concerned that as you were moving it, it would probably put a lot of stress on there. I'm still concerned about that, but honestly, I played around with it for a long time getting the poses, and I felt like it held really well. I'm actually very surprised, and I love the amount of range of motion you get with this hip joint. I think if it holds up, I think it's gonna be a really smart design choice. I mean, look at this. So we do have some good articulation at the knees, a nice little bend at the knees. One area I was a little disappointed at was with the feet. Instead of bending just side to side and up to down at the ankle, it's just a side to side, which can be a little bit frustrating with posing, but it stands on its own. It does really well with the weight distribution. Okay, so moving on to the shield backpack combo. This is where all the versatility comes in this kit. It's really just filled with little pegs and holes that you can mess around with. My biggest complaint is that the backpack sits so far back on there, but we got some really cool weapons like these katanas, and careful with the tips on these things because they will curl real easy. You can use either the silver or the red, but sadly you have to take it apart really in order to change it out, or at least I haven't found an easy way to do it just yet. But I really love these blades, whether and how they look. I think this is a really awesome weapon, and it's going to be in my final how I display it. So moving on, we get 2 of these katanas, just so cool. And so you get another blade that pops into other blades, that pops into other blades. So these can be held in a lot of different configurations using the backpack module. It can either go on as a backpack or be fitted on the arm as a shield with, this as well as an arm piece adapter. And really, I like the design of it. I do think it's a bit big, but you can get, that's the name of the game here with this kit, is kind of customizability out of the box. If you want to use that as a backpack, use it as a backpack. If you want to hook it up to the backpack to be a floating shield, use it as a floating shield. If you want to build it out as this big giant weapon carrier part, do it. And that's what I really found to be so intriguing about this kit, that you really could make it your own. Which, honestly, we get kind of told what to do a lot with kits, and just the easy customizability of this kit straight out of the box. I mean, what I just made isn't in the manual. I just started putting pieces together just to see what would happen. So that's really the name of the game. You get all these different weapons that, yes, they fit in the hand. It can hold its weapons, and you get to just have fun with it. You even get other attachments that help you to customize further, like these that can hold the different blades on the backpack module, and you can flip them around, do one side on one and another one on the other. So it really is customizability being the name of the game. Now, we don't just have blades on this kit. We do have a rifle that can be used with this kit, kind of like a rail gun, and it has an opening gimmick right there. But it has this other giant beam blade on it that you can use as well. So this really is the Blade King. It's nothing but blades and customizability. I really do enjoy this kit. Now, there are some areas of concern when you're putting it together. There are a lot of areas where the seams don't want to come really well together, mostly in the legs and in the shoulders. But a good builder that wants to take the time and fix those, it would end up looking really good. You can see it right there on the top of the thigh. And that also comes with the fact that this is a heavily undergated kit. Now, there are some other areas of concern, especially on the silver parts, like for the weapons and different accents, because you do end up with lots of nub marks on the plastic in some places. So I definitely think this is a kit you might want to consider painting. In fact, I think this would look so much better with a different color scheme. But I think a red and orange color scheme would really make this thing pop. So for a final score on this kit, I'm going to give it a solid B+. The things that hold it back from an A ranking are some of the issues with parts fitting together, the foil stickers not being that great, but the rest of this kit holds up so well and is something that you can take and make your own so easily. I was a little worried about the joints at the hips at first, but after playing with it for a while, I think that it really might work out a bit better than what I'm used to. Now, I want to take a moment and thank everybody who has supported the channel, especially as we've grown so much over the past couple of months. So you guys, I can't thank you enough. Please, if you like this content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Keep this channel really building. So that's going to do it for this review. Pick up the Bladeking. It is worth your time. I really enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next MetalmanX builds.